Now coming to this bibliography management, that is the second part of this topic, the cross-referencing and bibliography management. So for bibliography management, as I said, biblio means lot of related books for a particular topic, right? Instead of book, you can consider it as a related articles of a particular for a particular topic. So bibliography gives you a list of articles, books, content related to a particular subject or particular topic, and these books may correspond to thesis, or maybe it can be used in book writing, thesis writing, presentation, or in case of when you are writing reports. Anytime you may want to give a lot of resources from where you have collected the knowledge or from where you have gathered the information for writing your books, for writing your thesis, presentations, or documents. Okay, so how to write that lot of sources you want to mention in your document. So there are basically two ways to do that. That is called embedding references in the text as a text file, like the way you have used till now, like this text file. Okay, application.text, background.text. Like in this kind of text file, you can embed your or you can include all your references, and then you can mention it or you can refer it in your text. Okay, another way is to embed references in the bib file. Bib file is the same like text file in Latex, where it is specifically used for bibliography, like this .bib file. Text file is for text, and the bib file is for bibliographic content. Okay, so you can add your content in the bib file, and then from the bib file you can refer sources in your text. So for embedding the references in the bib file, there is one mechanism, and the current mechanism is the Bibtex. But the future of this Bibtex is Biblatex. Although people are using Biblatex nowadays, but still Bibtex is widely used, and Bib as part of the course. This Bibtex will be explained, and also how this reference management actually or bibliography management actually done before Bibtex, and how it will actually be done in future after Bibtex. That will be that very brief explanation or very brief overview will be given. So embedding as a text file. So coming to this, so just like creating a text file, you have to create a text file like bibliography embedded text. So there you have to copy the sources. Maybe that source can be a web page, can be a book, can be an article, journal publications, or a conference publication, or whatever from where you collected the information. You want to refer it in your document. Then you want to mention that particular document in a text file, and that text file actually starts with the environment begin the bibliography. Okay, so the bibliography environment is actually used for embedding the sources or embedding the references in your document. So this begin bibliography, just like an other environment you have used in your document, like list, like figure, like table, you have begin and end. So similarly, you have begin the bibliography, and you have the end the bibliography. So inside this begin and end, you have to present all the components, whatever you want to mention or you want to present as a references, and each references will be present as a bib item. Okay, like you have used in earlier also, say / begin itemize. So there you have used item, but in case of begin the bibliography and end the bibliography environment, within this you have to use / bib item instead of only item. Okay, And within this, after this bib item, you have to give two curly brackets, opening and closing, and inside this opening and closing you have to write the name of a level of that particular references. For example, here Mansouri 17 data, that means can be alphanumeric, or 96 can be only numeric, or can be only alphabets, can also be assigned to a particular reference. But you can write it, only alphabet can be written in the level. So for example, here you can write QoS, only alphabets, only number, or alphanumeric can be possible. Also, you can use symbols, but I will suggest you to avoid symbols, because when you refer those levels in your text, then it may give you problems, depending on the symbols you are using. So now, after writing this document, there's bibliography embed dot text. What you can do, you can just simply include, like the other text file, you can also include this text file in your document by using input command. I am using this bibliography embed 1 and commenting all other bibliography links or bibliography code, so that it will not give you any error, like this 56 like this. If you go, then it will show you the reference. Now the thing is, currently let's check here, the number of references is 97. Okay, but if you go for the previous output, I forgot to mention that, then you see the number of references are different. Okay, for the moment it is 97 when you have used this option, embedding references as a text file. So now if you look at the number of references here, so you have 40. So what is the problem? Because you have the same text in the document, you have same number of references, you have same number of levels, because both the files I have written here, you can try, with a small set of examples. Both the file I have written here in this case, this bibliography embed tech 1 and this bibliography 2.bib, in both the cases, in fact in this case, in this case of bib file, I have used more than that references. Okay, if you see, the number of references are very high. Okay, see, almost more than 2000 line of code is written here. So, and if you look at this, it is only merely 390, almost 400 line of code here. So number of references mentioned here are higher, but number of references mentioned here are actually almost very much lower than that bib file. But when you are displaying it, you can see the number of references in case of bib file it is 40, but in case of text file it is 97. Because the problem is, in case of embedding the text file, whatever the references you have mentioned, whether it is cited in your text or not, that does not matter. It will directly come in the reference part. Okay. So that means if you embed a particular file, for example, here, this one, embed1.tech, you have 92 files. And in case of embed2.tech, you have 413 lines. So if you use any of this text file, the number of references will vary, but it will come with all the references present in the text file. But in case of bib file, if you use bib, that means the Bibtex way to include references, the number of references will depend on the number of references you have cited in your document. What does it mean? Cited means Cited means how many number or how many references you have written or you have mentioned in your document. Say for example, if you look at the background or introduction part, you will see this cite command. So that means you are citing a reference in your text. So whether you are citing any references in your text or not, in case of embedding the text file does not vary. But in case of bib file, it matters. The number of references you cite in your document, those references will only come here in the bibliography list. Okay. So in case of citing the references, what you have to do, you have to use these labels, or this, actually in this case it is not called label, it is called identifier. Okay, so this the name which you are using to identify the particular reference is called identifier. Okay, and that identifier actually used in your running text in your document to cite any particular content. Say for example here. Okay, so you have to use cite command, and inside the bracket you have to give the particular reference. Okay, and this way of mentioning the particular reference is same for same for your embedding text file, embedding references using text, or embedding references using Bibtex, or embedding references using Biblatex. So but in case of Biblatex, you have many other options, many better options for that, including cite command. But in case of Bibtex or in case of embedding text file, you have to use this cite command only. Okay, and there is foot cite and many other small commands along with this cite for different purpose. Okay, now there is when you are citing a particular references, that means you are citing the whole references. But if you want to cite a particular page or a particular section or a particular portion of the document instead of whole document, what you can do, you can mention that particular page number or that particular section or particular portion of the document inside this optional field of the cite command. So that means, say for example, this one, if I look at the output of this, yeah, you see, the number is 97 is written here. For other references, these things are written here. This question mark means these labels or these identifiers are not present in that particular embedded text file. Okay, so now what I was explaining about this optional part. Say for example, in this 97 reference, 97 number of references where you want to say that this particular information is collected from this reference. Now you mention an option that page 13. Okay, and then you run it, and you see that in this reference page 13 it is actually given, or this information is actually collected from that place. Okay, page 97, sorry, reference 97, page 13, from where I have collected this information like this. Okay, instead whatever you will write here, exactly the same information will be present here. So it is not fully dynamic. The page number is not dynamic because it is outside the reachability, because this document is not part of this reference is not part of this document. So this page 13 or this you cannot make it dynamic, that number, and because you have to specifically mention that's why it is kind of semi-dynamic nature of this mentioning this cite reference or mentioning these references in your text. Okay, so whether cited or not, complete set of bib items will appear as bibliography of the document. As I mentioned, that whatever the information present in this case. Okay, all these documents will come into the output of the document. Bib item entries are just a collection of information of the resources in a plain text format. Now, from where you will collect this information? So you collect this title or type the title in the Google search engine, and then you will get this paper in the site Latex, where if you open it, you can look at the document, you can find the name of the author and kind of the article it is written. Okay, now also for example, if you just go to Google Scholar page, where you can find many research articles for a particular topic. Now, if you want to type, say, big data analytics or security, for example, okay, so all the paper publications related to these topics, either it is a web page or it is a PDF or it is a research article from different publishing houses, that can be find out here. Like for example, this is Elsevier, this is a link, this is a PDF document, this is a web page from Elsevier publishing house, this is also from Springer, this is from IEEE. So you can see the web pages from where these references, these articles are actually present. Now, if you want to collect the reference detail, you click the cite portion, and then if you want to use bib item, you collect this information, okay, and paste it in your text file. Paste it in your text file here. Under the bib item, give a name. For the name, one thing I must say, when you are giving a name, don't write these numbers or these alphabets, any arbitrary alphabets, just like this. Try to give a meaningful name. What does it mean, meaningful name? Meaningful name means write either the last letter or the last name of the first author, or the initials of all the first authors along with the year. And if you have, say for example, in this case, okay, the author name is JCU or SA branded. So if this is the first author, so what will be the meaningful name for this? The meaningful name will be WU2005. Okay, so this can be a useful name, and when you want to search it, when you want to sort it, that kind of name will help you to sort the bibliography or to give references or to cite the references in your text. Now, if you have multiple, if you have the multiple publication of the same author in the same year, say in this case, JCU has multiple publication, okay, in the same year 2005. So what you will do, you will write A, okay, for the first one publication. For another publication, you will write B. For another publication, you will write C. As many publications he has published, you write one A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3. Better write A, B, C. But there are many other way. Like for example, you write first alphabet of the last name of all the authors. Say you have two author here, and WU brand. So what you will write, WB 2005. And similarly, if the both author has published together in the same year, multiple publications, then you give A or B or C like this. Okay, and if you use capital letter here or whatever the cases you have used here, you have to use the same case in case of citing that particular reference.